Even if Tom got cloned, that's a terrifying thing. We would never know.
Right. All right, we're finally back with some more Tom MacDonald. Checking out the song Cloned Rappers today. Let's get into it.
Yeah. The Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers. But the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old you. Get your duplication to enforce their message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, cloned Eminem. He ain't rap since Encore, know that. Cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks.
Hold up.
Okay.
This Eminem line. Eminem hasn't rapped since Encore. We haven't done Encore yet.
We haven't.
So that's supposed to be the moment where Eminem changes. Because a lot of Eminem fans, like when we do the Eminem reactions, they tell us like Eminem's not the same. Like we did Eminem stream, and I asked on stream about it. And they're like, yeah, Eminem's not the same. Something's different. You know? Right?
But, I mean, people just grow and change and, you know what I mean? Mature. Like, I specifically think about that cleaning out my closet versus the headlights.
Okay.
And like how he just seems so different.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, is it this or is it that? You know what I'm saying?
Is headlights before or after Encore?
Ooh.
That's
do you
what
guys
we
know?
have to look up after the stream if no one tells us on the stream. Because now we have the defining moment of the Eminem has been cloned.
Right.
Shall we say theory? Because, I mean, that's not something we can prove.
Right.
But, yeah, that's interesting.
Since Encore, know that cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. The game is a sham, turning the artists who challenge to sacrificial lambs. The labels and devils are shaking hands, creating our artists in labs.
The executions have been televised, they're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated. Duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be replicated. The system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix that can't escape. I can't be replicated.
I like that. I can't be replicated. It's a little rockish. You know what I mean?
Right, but okay, the thing is...
Okay, what it is.
If they're going to clone you, they're not really trying to replicate you, just your image, and then they're going to change your message.
Okay.
So yeah, he can't be replicated. I agree, 100%. But they don't care.
Oh.
That's what they want. They want something similar, but they don't want the exact replication of you, just the look. Right. You know what I mean? And a similar vibe, but let's shift that message a little bit.
It's like they can definitely replicate the look.
But do you think cloning...
But if that's even... Okay, so Dragonfly Girl was saying here that she can't tell if this song is like serious or if it's like mocking how like sort of robotic and programmed modern rappers sound.
Right. Or is it mocking the clone theories?
Or that. Or all of it.
See, I don't think it's mocking the clone theories because he's actually bringing up like valid things. Like a lot of people say Eminem's been cloned. Right. I don't think he's mocking that. I think it may be more like speaking on the change that rappers go through. The mysterious changes. You know what I mean?
Because he was saying like the eyes and the smile's different and remember he
we gotta look that up after the song. Let's pull up some images.
I definitely, but then it's like people age and like as you age, like features grow and change. And so it's like, but then, okay, so it's like the government has cloning ability.
I mean, I remember as a kid, Dolly the sheep.
And you know, everything.
So I mean, by now, what can they do?
Right. Everything released to the masses is like way after they've discovered it.
Right.
So it's like.
I mean, they were cloning sheep when I was playing N64. Now we have PS5s. What can they do?
Right. And they're talking about aliens now, which makes me think they've known aliens for years.
Right. You know what I mean? All the alien footage is super old that they've been releasing.
And also, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to clone a rapper.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? When you just really think about the
Wait, a rapper or a person?
A person, but I'm saying it'd probably be expensive. So they're not just going to clone anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's probably hard to clone, like, just anybody. Nobody can afford that.
Oh, I thought you were saying, like, rappers were, like, some different kind of people that should be easy to clone.
No, but I'm saying they're, you know,
gotcha.
They're worth cloning to the government instead of us regular people.
The glitch in the matrix, they can't escape. I can't be replicated.
If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. Indie contracts say worldwide, label contracts say universal. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that is facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods. Then you'll control all your enemies.
The executions have been televised, oh, they're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated, duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be replicated. The system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix they can't escape. I can't be replicated. You can.
Okay, what you got?
I know you like that quote, the revolution will not be televised.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, the way he's using it in this song?
What do you mean?
How do you feel about it? I know you have beef with that quote. You bring it up
I have
all the
beef
time.
with it because like people use it in a televised scenario to say it won't be televised. Like they'll literally take it and use it and then be on like a YouTube commercial or something saying like, you know,
right,
the revolution won't be televised.
But
like,
what he's talking about actually won't be televised.
Right.
Like cloning and things like
Right,
that. Like if
right.
that's real, I'm not saying it is or
Right.
isn't, but we know they do have the capability to clone.
Right.
I haven't looked into this rabbit hole that much, to be honest, like the cloning people thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so in this scenario, yeah, absolutely. Even if Tom got cloned, that's a terrifying thing. We would never know.
Right.
Like, we would be able to tell.
We would do, oh, something's
but,
different.
Yeah.
Something's a little off.
Right. And it's like, you know, we don't even know if it's actually, like, cloning or it's more like they do some kind of surgery and, like, sort of... Because we know for a fact that
you go in for a doctor's visit, come out a different person. It's a little altered, a little tweaked.
And, like, you even think you're the same, but everyone else knows you're different.
Right.
You know
Everyone's
what I
like,
mean?
oh, you've been cloned. And you're like, I'm the same person.
And, like, your fingerprints would literally be the same.
Everything would be the same.
Like, for example, you know that drug that's in, like, Colombia?
I know you're talking about.
I
I forget the name, like scopolamine or something like that.
Basically, they blow a powder in your face or something. If you breathe it in, then you automatically, like, take me to the bank and withdraw all your money.
You just agree to anything they tell you to do.
Agree to everything. So it's like, if we know that exists on the street for anybody to use, then for a fact the government can, like, do a surgery. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like some of this is like, okay, like to actually physically copy someone and have your copy walking around, like, okay, we don't know if that's real.
But
you know
you said you can clone animals. I've seen people talk about that. I've not looked that up. They said 50,000. If you have your dog's hair or cat's hair, you can get your animal cloned.
But then I wonder, would it look just the same? I guess.
I don't know. I want to look some stuff
right?
up now.
I really
after the song, we gotta look up a little bit.
Right? This is fascinating. Apparently, they make 10 clones of the animal and find the closet representation and then kill the others.
What?
Or closest representation and then kill the others.
I have to look this up. This is wild. Wow. That is wild. I just saw a story about Chinese scientists trying to make animal-human hybrids. And that's some freaky stuff.
Ugh.
I saw that too. I saw that as well. Like they're trying to make them for a longer, like you already can, but you have to get rid of them after so many days, and they're trying to extend that time that they can keep the hybrids growing.
Wait, you have to get rid of them?
Yeah, you
they're
can't.
like a little baby, probably.
Well, I mean, no, not like born. Like they're still like in the womb kind of thing. You could do so many days, and they're trying to extend it or some weird stuff like that.
So who carries the baby, the human or the animal?
I don't.
You know what I mean?
It's in a lab.
Is it like a pig impregnated with a human baby, or
I do
human
not remember.
with a pig baby?
It wasn't a story I was that interested in. I was like, oh, that's freaky. That's weird. Next. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No, I can't be replicated. The system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix they can't escape. I can't be replicated. You can see the difference in their face now. Casualties of money and the fame. Posing for the cameras with that fake smile. A clone of someone who they used to be. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated. Duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix that can't escape. I can't be replicated.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
The echo at the end.
Replicate it, replicate it, replicate it. It's like rock. It's like, that's cool. That was a really good hook. Wow. Well. What do you think?
So why? I'm thinking, why did Tom MacDonald make this song?
Probably just like Trying to Kill Me. He knows.
Well, people were saying in chat that was a sequel to this one, Trying to Kill Me.
So this was first, then Trying to Kill Me.
Do you think he made this as like a defensive play, or you know what I mean? Like a chess move. Like, now that I've aired this out, you can't clone me, kind of thing.
No.
Okay, so why do you think he made it? Like, what,
it's interesting.
Just speaking on
it's artistic and it's
theory that people talk about.
Yeah. And, okay. So I see what you mean. I think people were probably just like Kyle on. I always bring him up on which song did we do with him?
I don't know.
People no, that was Brett.
Politically incorrect.
Politically incorrect. Kyle was like, "How do you know he's not a plant? How do you know Tom MacDonald's not a plant?" I'm sure there's a whole group of people that think the exact opposite. You know what I mean? That think what people like what Tom is saying about Eminem, they think that about Tom.
Oh yeah. I mean, we see it in the comments all the time. Man, people be flaming Tom in our comments. Like, oh my goodness.
So yeah, that's what I think. I think that's why.
Imagine what his comments are like.
Well, I think that's why he did this, because people probably come at him for being like cloned or being like, you know what I mean?
Really?
I think people in general, most people are somewhere in the middle of like how they feel about, you know, social, cultural, politics stuff. And I feel like the polar extreme sides tend to think the same exact things about each other.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, I want to know if it's true. Like, even like gender pre-selection. Like, you know how you can pre-select your baby's gender? I don't like that. Like, it's like everybody has, I think, what they would like to have, like a sort of, you know what I mean? Ideally, I want a son or a daughter or whatever. But I don't know if I could do it.
Right.
Like, pay some doctors to like, feels weird.
Tom gets the worst comments on YouTube, I'm sure, because we get crazy comments about Tom. We get crazy comments about us for reacting to Tom. So I'm sure his comments are terrible. But I'm sure it's mostly support. But it's probably a good chunk of crazies in his comments. I could only imagine.
You know what? I don't think that Tom can. I don't think any artist could really be like protected these days.
Really?
How?
I mean, if you're too much in the public eye, I feel like it'd be tough to do anything to you. It would like blow their cover, you know?
Oh.
That's just my personal opinion.
But I mean, cloning. That's like, I mean, as far as the public knows, it's not real. So it's like.
I feel like if you have a strong brand like Tom, the chance of you switching up is so slim that if he did, I feel like people would be very inquisitive about that. You know what I mean?
Right?
I feel like that just might not be like worth it for them to do that. So that would get people riled up even more.
That's true. It would make people mad.
Make people be more unruly. And they may want that. They may want people to get riled up.
I wonder if he really felt like at risk for this. You know what I mean? Like if he really ever had. I mean, because I know in Trying to Kill Me, you guys were saying in the chat that like somebody had actually broken in or something. So I wonder if he actually felt, if he's ever felt like his life was in danger because of this.
Sure, he may have. But I feel like talking about common conspiracy theories is not that risky.
But then if
it's already a conspiracy, so I feel like they've already, oh yeah, that guy's crazy, it's a conspiracy. We've already told you it's a conspiracy, so I feel like, oh, let them talk about the conspiracy. You know what I mean?
But then if it's uncommon, it's almost like, would anybody believe it anyway? You know what I mean? I don't know. Hey. I really don't know what triggers them, like what alerts.
I've been hearing the earth is flat. So I think people would believe anything.
That one will live forever. Until next time, that's a wrap.
I don't know. Tell me, man, what do you know? What do you know? Me and my boys on the road. We to go. She told told me, boy, you the go. Like, I don't know. But I don't